EA Sports. It's in the game.
We attacking, better stand back and come with the options.
Choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Continue ahead to begin your franchise. The Home tab is your franchise dashboard. Keep track of your goals, division standings, and information on your weekly opponent, including their top player, at a glance. View your team's saved snapshots. Quickly review the league's top performers and the current week. This is the player card. Here you can see your strengths
Today, from Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, it's Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Named for the legendary coach and co-founder of the Bengals, there's a good look at Paul Brown Stadium on the riverfront in Cincinnati. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Minnesota Vikings and the Cincinnati Bengals. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. Play fake, now Fields to throw. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. But Charles, you take a look at the draft class for this offense. It's highlighted by a first-round pick who provides a much-needed boost to their offensive line.
And you and I both know it's the kind of pick that doesn't often get a fan base really excited. But I know who is excited. Their quarterback. He won't get hit as much, and that should improve the rest of the offense as well.
A big play there on the catch and run. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Flush to his right. He's got the first down here inside the 30. Touchdown, Vikings. KJ Osborne, 45 yards. And the Vikings are on the board here first in the season opener. Greg Joseph on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fields this way up at the 17. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Time to see this Bengals offense here as they get set for their first drive. And under center, of course, is the #1 pick in the 2020 draft now in year number 2, Joe Burrow. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now it's Burrow. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Joe Burrow in year number 2, moving around pretty good considering the seriousness of his injury last year. If you're a defensive coordinator here, what are you trying to do to slow Joe Burrow down?
I think you want him to be in rhythm. I think you want him to be on time. And normally, you want to take that away from a quarterback, make him hold it a little bit longer. But when he has a chance to maneuver around the pocket, sometimes get out of it, big plays result. I want him throwing the ball on time and then tackling the receivers so there's no extra yardage.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They're passing here. Joe Burrow dumps it off to Mixon. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Here's Burrow. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to make it 4th down. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. There's the first NFL catch for Jamar Chase.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on fourth down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. So a pretty early first quarter roughing the passer penalty.
Seems like the officials are going to let everyone know they're taking charge of this game. They're always going to protect the quarterback.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he pulls his way into the end zone for a Bengal touchdown. Joe Mixon, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now a first down throw. Fields escaping the pressure right. That's complete to Justin Jefferson.
All you got to do is
touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, 69 yards. And the Vikings have taken the lead. The extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From his end zone, Wilson. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
And the Vikings are going to be set up with a first and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. Another completion there, and you think about the draft back in the spring. He's selected in the first round, getting the start here, as we mentioned, in week 1. It's got to be quite a whirlwind for a young quarterback.
Absolutely, because going in the first round, people are going to clamor for you to be the starter right away, but many teams want you to get your feet wet first, maybe just kind of hang out behind a veteran starter. In this case, though, he ascended right to the top role, and I know he's excited about the opportunity.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Cook will take this into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in week 1.
Yeah, all the things that you dreamed about in April and May and that you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game, it's all coming together so far.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. The Bengals drive about to get going. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. So, CD, big changes for 2021. Of course, last year we had the expansion from 6 to 7 teams in each conference making the playoffs. This year, the headline, the addition of a 17th regular season game. What did you think when you heard the news that this was happening?
Well, my first thought, partner, was finally, because we've heard about a 17th game coming for a long time, and now here it is. So the beautiful part about all of it is that 17th game is going to be like these interdivision, interconference type games that are going to...
Puts it on the carpet, it's out, and the Vikings pick up the football. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. From his end zone, Wilson. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. And the Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Able to find Higgins. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping them from the first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his trap. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game has his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day 1.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Another completion there, and what a big moment in a young quarterback's life, that first NFL start. And Charles, obviously they want him to win. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Vikings are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Joseph now to have the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Ready to go on offense, out come the Bengals. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw into the hands of Sample. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Now Burrow. Oh, had his his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Taking it about the 16. yards. Well done on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder.
There he goes, right side.
Don't worry about it, David.
Touchdown,
Ain't worried about it.
Vikings. K.J. Osborne. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
Had 3 touchdown passes. You're right, he looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Bengals going to take over late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. Now Burrow on first down. That's caught over the middle by Hurst. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Looking to throw again on second down. Burrow. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Burrow will throw. And he's got Hurst, his tight end. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Again, it's Burrow. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now it's Burrow. Got a man open. It's Chase. Oh, he put it on the carpet. A fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. He's going to get this one down to Cook. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We get started up in Motown. San Francisco in town to take on Detroit in Dan Campbell's debut as head coach. And it's the Niners who have the lead in that one. The 49ers trying to gut this one out, as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. From there, we'll head down to Charlotte to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium, and they have the lead over the visiting New York Jets. Baker Mayfield with a couple of touchdown passes. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And that game's all tied up as they play the visiting Jaguars. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race. Very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This taken in at the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster. Now Burrow loses the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Now this one into the hands of the tight end, Hayden Hurst. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Burrow looking to pass. To the right side and complete to Hurst. Oh, and now some space to operate. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A big play that time on the catch and run.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
20, 10, 5, touchdown Bengals. Tyler Boyd, 56 yards. And it's for pride now, but the Bengals get a bit closer. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Play action. It's Fields sliding out of the pocket. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They've been trying and trying, but they haven't sacked him yet. He's been able to get away and make plays. Tried to make another one downfield right there, but to no avail. They'll have to keep up the pursuit, though, and not let him get hot.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Now Fields. Over the middle to Beckham. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big play there on the catch and run. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And this Viking offense is running away with this one. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
Burrow on 3rd down. That's the tight end Hurst with it. Pushing and shutting him off. Now open field. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big play that time on the catch and run. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's a give to Mixon. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Once again, they run with Mixon. Mixon hit, and the ball is out. And the Vikings pick up the football. He's at the 40. The 20.
I need to get my
10,
swag right there.
And they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. So this defense clicking early in the year, Week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. From his end zone, Wilson. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. We were down there. That message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. T. Higgins was the intended target, and it's 3rd and short. They're going to look to throw. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
This is taken at the 18. A great return there of 22 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They start the drive with Cook. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. And some room to work. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 49 yards. And the Vikings are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans, the Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Dalvin Tomlinson gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. Another try after the 1st down sack. Burrow. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. And that one finds the ground, breaking a string of 5 straight completions. And it brings up 2nd down. No, 3rd down. On 3rd and 1, Burrow to Mixon on the check down. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. To the air again, Burrow. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
This goes out wide from Mixon. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that is caught on the exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Well, this opening game has certainly not gone their way to this point, but, yeah, that touchdown, maybe a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one likes to really just say, okay, well, maybe something went right. But you're exactly right about that. A little glimmer there, maybe they can carry it over moving forward.
Taken at the goal line. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. And you see Dalvin Cook in the offense heading back out. He's toppled the century mark already, receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground, because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got his man complete. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong. It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent? A little work still to do, though. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point. that's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions. We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. And Tyler Boyd's one of those guys that seems to fly under the radar, but he finds ways to get open, and he has nice hands. He's averaged right around 80 catches a year his last 3 seasons. And they can't connect, incomplete, but that stops the clock with 1 tick remaining here in this first half. A final shot now for Burrow. He's going to let it fly. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense. They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them. And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work. That's called being in the zone. So for the Vikings, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field.
The players on your team earned XP.